Oh. So last weekend, I submitted an entry to Epic's 30-second short film competition, which I think a lot of people agreed it was a little too boring. It was just pretty much a character walking in a city, cyberpunk. So today what I'm going to try to do is create another entry, but this time around I won't have time to create an environment from scratch. So like usual, what I'm going to do is just go to the Epic Marketplace and see if I can find an environment that I can use for this short. That being said, let's go ahead and check out the Epic Marketplace. First place I usually go when I start this kind of stuff is I look for some environments. I usually sort it by newest first to see if I can see some new ones in there. Okay, so I ended up going for this environment here. So this is what we're going to be using for the short. This looks pretty good. So we'll go with this. Yeah, the mood. Obviously, it's still too bright for me, but it looks like there's a couple of sections that I can use. I like this asset here. As far as like what it's gonna be about, this looks kind of like a lab. Cause you see some glasses and things like that. Oh, I really like that red light. That's nice. Okay, so now that we have the environment, let's start purchasing some items. Now, instead of going zombie, I'm actually going to go with dinosaur because my kid loves dinosaurs. So I'm going to create a dinosaur in a lab or something like that because that sounds kind of cool. So I went ahead and got this Utah Raptor right here, which has a lot of textures already, and it comes with animations as well, and that's always a plus whenever you're purchasing assets in here. Now, let's just say I'm not affiliated with any of these guys. I'm just a consumer purchasing things. But this is a pretty high quality dinosaur. Although, I'm pretty sure this is not rendered in Unreal. I need a flashlight as well. And I think I already have this one. Yeah, the flashlight pack. Alright, so with that being said, I'm going to go downstairs and do some mocap with the xsens. Okay, so I went ahead and uploaded my recorded motion capture in the xsens motion cloud. Since I don't have like the pro software, so I have to do it this way. And I believe it's the new session 57 that I went with. I recorded 2 takes, one running away and one shooting, because honestly I didn't know which one I was gonna like better. So let's go ahead and view this so you can kind of see it in here. And this is the raw motion capture from my kitchen. And as you can see, I don't have finger tracking gloves. So you can see my hand is there with a flashlight, and then we got the banana on the other side here. So I'll go ahead and export this, and then I'm going to take this to Relution iclone so I can add some hand gestures and then export from there. Okay, so here we are in iclone, and in iclone what I'll do is instead of importing the high quality asset, I'm going to use a preset or a pre-made one they have, because to be honest, what if I want to use this motion on another character right here, double click, and there is a mannequin here, the motion dummy. I'll just use the male. And again, this is iclone 8 here, and the beauty of iclone 8 and xsens is that I can actually just drag and drop this now straight, and I'll press OK. And I actually included this in one of my videos, this xsens profile. You can download it. I'll put it in the top right corner, and I'll just press convert. Now I know it's easier to have like a hand tracking already, but unfortunately that is out of my budget at this time, so I've been doing it like this legit the entire time. And again, so if I go to animation, apply gestures, I'll use the left hand first. So it's going to be this one with a flashlight, and I'll go to the animations right here, gestures. Now obviously there's not one that says hold flashlight, so you're just going to have to choose one that will look good. I think grab A would look good. Yeah, I think this is the one. And obviously I'll just rotate this wrist a little bit, and again with iclone it's pretty easy to edit this motion. So I'll go to animation, and I'll go to the other hand. If I go to gesture, right hand. Now this one, lucky enough, there is a pistol gun right here. Boom. Hold gun. That's perfect. Okay. And then to adjust that motion there, I'll just go to the edit motion layer. And I'll just click that wrist. And I'll just rotate it. Because I kind of want it like that in front. And I'll just close that. And that's going to pretty much keyframe it in the entire sequence. Pretty cool. And that is why I absolutely love iclone when it comes to this. And I can actually move that down using the same way as far as the shoulder goes. Now, I can do the final editing in Unreal, but for like just baseline tweaks, I can do that here. It's a lot more responsive in here, to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and export this out. Okay, so I'll give you guys a quick tour of what we ended up with. So a couple of things that I kind of added are these walls right here that was just plain, and I pretty much turned down everything as far as brightness goes. I turned everything down and make it look darker. I additionally swapped some textures on the wall, added some props, and this hallway right here is much darker. I also added these lights on the right side to give that nice feel to it, give me a little bit of motivation as far as where my light was going to come from. Now I did leave the top lights right there just for a little bit of, kicker. I usually don't like top lighting things. I think for me it's boring. It looks like a flashlight is floating here, but that's okay. That's our guy or girl. Probably guy. And here's our scene. Again, I added a couple of this here. I replaced the asset with a Megascan asset. This is now a Megascan asset instead of the wall, because the wall that was on there was really low quality. So I replaced this whole wall, and we have our dinosaur right here. I changed the lighting up a little bit. I try to give it a little bit of contrast with red versus blue. As y'all know, I love red and blue. I love that color. So you'll probably see that everywhere. In all of my movies, there's always something red or something blue. I added a couple of mist and smoke coming out from the top. And we have our dinosaur here. Now for the dinosaur, I kind of wanted to give that blue steel look. A little of Steven Spielberg-ish type of deal. But that's our dinosaur, and I do have a body down there, but I don't know how much gore I was allowed to have, so I kind of just left it there. You didn't really get to see it too much. And additionally, I did add everything in the back, because again, you don't want anything too bland back there. I need to be able to break that light off. But that's pretty much it. That is this scene here. And I pretty much just play around with exposure. Sometimes I think I go too dark. And one of the challenges with this challenge is you couldn't use software like an NLE to bring everything up. So I had to re-render it quite a bit to get that lighting that I want, because I couldn't edit it in post. It was not allowed. So I had to get the exposure right in engine, because I couldn't lift it up or crush it in post, which sucked really bad, because honestly I could have finished this short a lot faster if I was just able to edit it, but we gotta follow the rules. But yeah, that's the breakdown of this lighting here. So the question is, should I submit the Cyberpunk one or should I submit this one? I honestly don't know. I kind of liked them both. But yeah, you're going to have to help me out in the comments below on which one you think I should submit officially to that epic challenge. I think I want to submit this one, but I really want to know y'all's thoughts.